Today we're covering two albums, both by the Art Blakey Quintet. The first album is A Night at Birdland Volume 1, which is 1,359 on our list. And the second album is A Night at Birdland Volume 2, which is number 2,125 on our list. Both of these are still in the hard bop vein of jazz. So we've had pianists already that we've seen saxophonists, but Art Blakey was a drummist, and he's the first drummist on our list. Here's the album cover. First time we're seeing sort of band members, being photographed. Maybe we'll start to see covers that show the bands, like up to those new metal album covers of the 90s. If you know what I'm referring to, we'll see when we get there. The first volume of this, there's one way to get two albums on this list, right? Release a volume 1 and a volume 2. The first volume is interesting. It begins with a woman speaking and introducing the recording. And I immediately recognized this as the sample at the beginning of the song Cantaloop by Us Three, which was released in, I think, 92. She also says the song, "How About a Big Hand Now?" which is also sampled throughout that song. So that song, if you're familiar with it, also heavily samples the song Cantaloupe Island by Herbie Hancock, which is a jazz song that I do enjoy. I like very much. And that song still won't be released for another 10 years. We still have a decade to go until Cantaloupe Island, which is a jazz song, and now being 1954. So jazz is still going to be around for a while. And we'll get to listen to Herbie later, actually a few times. He has 4 or 5 albums on the list. That song Cantaloop, very much a one-hit wonder. I doubt that Us Three would be on this list, but I just realized that Acclaim Music, the dataset we're looking at, also has a list of the top 10,000 songs of all time, and Cantaloop is on that list. So I'm glad I listened to this album for this reason alone, that now I know where the intro to Cantaloop came from. This is exactly the sort of thing that is the reason I'm doing this project here. There's also the song A Night in Tunisia on this album. I don't think this is the first time it was recorded. It was written by Dizzy Gillespie. But when I heard that, I knew I'd heard the bass line before. So I looked it up, and that turns out to be sampled by Starr on the song Manifest. So, again, don't know if I'll ever listen to this album again, but I'm glad I did listen to it for those links to more contemporary songs. All right, see you tomorrow.